بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ
Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss what are enzymes. This is the topic of the biochemistry lab of first year evening program. In this topic we will basically understand what are enzymes, what are their functions in the body, and what are the types of enzyme and determination of catalase enzyme in rabbit blood. So what are enzymes? Enzymes are the another important group of biomolecule which are synthesized by the living cells, and they are the catalyst of the biological system, so they are also called as biocatalyst. And if we talk about their certain characteristic, they are basically colloidal in nature, they are thermolabile, they are mostly protein in nature. They are remarkable molecular devices that determine the pattern of chemical transformation. Almost each type of chemical reaction occur in our body is mainly dependent or carried out under the action of enzymes. There are several enzymes which are basically working together to run the whole life. तो पूरी लाइफ में पूरी उसमें ह्यूमन बॉडी के अंदर हज़ारों करोड़ों हमारे पास रिएक्शंस हैं जिसके अंदर बेसिकली दे आर प्लेइंग देयर पार्ट. They mediate the transformation of different forms of energy, or basically they decreases the rate of reaction or energy required for the performing of the chemical reaction. The actions of most enzymes are under strict regulation of a variety of ways, and there are certain regulators as well which regulates and monitor the enzymes. Substance on which the enzymes act are called as substrate, while those things which are those products, those chemicals which are formed after the chemical reaction on which after the action of the enzyme on the substrate, they are called as products. Besides that, we have catalytical activity, that how much enzyme is used and how much amount of the product is formed by the action of the catalytic activity of the enzyme. As far as nature of enzyme concerned, we have discussed earlier in journal, they are mostly proteinous in nature. However, they are not all proteins are enzymes. They are only those proteins which are present and synthesized in our body and used as a catalyst of the chemical reactions. So they are either protein in nature, or there are certain few examples in which conjugated proteins are working as an enzyme. In such enzymes, non-proteinous part is called as prostatic group or coenzymes, while and the protein part is called as apoenzyme. So the complete structure of apoenzyme and prostatic group is the collection of the holoenzymes. So holoenzymes basically for the conjugated protein in which a prostatic group is there and a proteinous part of the enzyme which is an apoenzyme is there. There are certain enzymes as well which are basically polypeptide in nature, and they are monomeric enzymes. And example है हमारे पास certain RNase enzymes. RNase enzymes are basically involved in DNA or RNA synthesis, and among them the most important one is the ribonuclease. All enzymes are and the suffix of ase, ase. So it is very easy to identify the enzyme by their name. Certain furthermore, we have certain more enzymes which possess more than one polypeptide chain. For example, they are called as oligomeric enzymes. And oligomeric enzymes, the example is the lactate dehydrogenase, hexokinase, and each each polypeptide chain of oligomeric enzyme is called as a subunit. When many different enzymes catalyzing the reaction site are located at different sites of the same macromolecule, it is called as multi-enzyme complex. The complex becomes inactive when it is undergoes fractionation and into a smaller units. So their activity is basically lie on their multi-complexity. For example, fatty acid synthase, carbamyl phosphate synthase, and prostaglandin synthase. They are the multi-enzyme complex. Now some questions are there. First question is that why are enzymes necessary for the catalysis of the reaction in living system? Basically, there are several chemical processes are there in our body, and the enzymes are basically and the energy is required to reach the transition state, that is activation state, and activation energy is required, by which the reaction can be proceed. So the limiting rate of the reaction is the energy required to process the chemical reaction. Enzymes, they act by reducing the activation energy and increasing the rate of reaction. So all chemical reaction occur in the body, in the human organism, in the living organisms are dependent on the enzyme as they reducing the activation energy. Are enzymes always protein? No, it is not necessary. It is a simple protein, it's a conjugated protein, and sometimes it is instead of protein it's amino acid like RNase enzymes. Furthermore, you should remember that all proteins do not act as a catalyst. We can't say that if a substance is a protein, it is an enzyme. No, enzymes are the special type of proteins which are basically required for the chemical reaction and act as a catalyst. What does an enzyme do to make a reaction go faster? It reduces the activation energy of the chemical reaction we have discussed earlier. How do the substance bind to the enzyme? Each enzyme has its active site on a substrate, or there is a certain conformational changes occur on the substrate by activation of the substrate. So there is a chance that either the enzyme is directly bind and lock in the substrate, or it has certain it induces certain changes in the substrate and bind to its specific site. Either enzymes can be regulated by other molecule that either increases or reduces their activity. Molecule that increases the activity of enzymes are called activators, while molecule that decrease the activity of enzymes are called inhibitors. Besides enzymes, we have certain coenzyme as well. Some enzymes do not require the coenzyme for their performance. However, some require a coenzyme or a cofactor along with the enzyme to be produce its effect. An enzyme that is inactive in the absence of its coenzyme is called as apoenzymes, and in the presence of its coenzyme to produce the active site of the enzyme is called the holoenzyme, and this is mostly happen in the case of the conjugated protein or the globular protein. lactate dehydrogenase, an enzyme which work in the presence of the NADH. Basically, it is a dehydrogenase which remove the hydrogen, and it depends on the NADH. Classification of enzymes. There are about 6 classes of the enzymes. We will discuss one by one. First class is oxidoreductase, that is dehydrogenase, and it involves the oxidation and reduction of their substrate. And oxidation reduction process involves either the loss of or gain of electron and the loss or addition of the hydrogen. In this sense, basically these types of reactions are performed. Example is lactate dehydrogenase, which in this given reaction you can see that it removes the hydrogen, and this hydrogen will come into the NAD, and NAD will convert into the NADH. As we have discussed earlier, NADH is the coenzyme, and in the absence of NAD, this hydrogen is not removed from the this substrate, which is the lactate. Another type of the enzyme is the transferases. As the name indicates, it transfers the group. So enzyme that catalyze the transfer of a particular group from one substrate to the another is called as transferases. Group transfer is done in this chemical reaction. An example is the L-aniline is converted into L-glutamate by the transfer of the alanine transaminase, and this alanine transaminase transfer the amine group from L-alanine to the alpha-ketoglutarate and forms the pyruvate and L-glutamate. So this is the transaminase. Transaminase means that transfer of amine group is occur from one group to the another. Third type of enzymes are the enzymes that bring about the hydrolysis, are called as hydrolysis. And the example is the phosphatases. In this case, phosphatases is hydrolyzed and water is added up, and it converts into phosphate group. Pyrophosphate, that is biphosphate, is converted into the monophosphate group. And in there, either there is addition of the water and energy is released. Another enzyme is lyases, that enzyme that facilitates the removal of small molecule from a large molecule. Lyase is hydrolysis of a substrate, it creating a double bond. So the example is the pyruvate, which undergo pyruvate decarboxylase, and after decarboxylation, the carbon dioxide is formed and double bond is formed in between the carbon dioxide. Another very important enzyme is isomerase, which involve in the isomerization of the substrate and convert one isomeric form into the another. Example is alanine is convert from L-alanine into D-alanine by alanine racemase, and the difference is that it twitches it, and the hydrogen which is on left side initially then come into the right side. Then we have ligases, that enzymes involved in the joining of two molecules together. They are called as ligases, and it requires energy. So all synthases are basically ligases. So glutamine synthase basically responsible for the synthesis of the L-glutamine, in which two molecules are joined together to form the L-glutamine. What are the applications of enzymes? There are different application of the enzyme, which are pharmaceutical application and as well as the medical applications. As a pharmacist, our main concern is the medical application of the enzymes. Enzymes can be used directly for the treatment of certain type of diseases, and basically those enzymes are used in which are basically deficient in a human body and these deficiency of the enzyme basically the main cause of the induction of the disease. And as an enzyme, for example, as a cancer, for example, asparaginase is used in leukemia, and in sickle cell skin ulcer, glutaminase can be used in leukemia. Another enzyme which is L-glutamate. L-glutamate is used in the heart attack. We have certain enzymes that is hyaluronate is used, and Rodinase is used for the bacterial cell wall inhibition as an antibiotic. For the RNA hydrolysis or certain antiviral enzymes are also there, that is lactamase. Penicillin is a group of medicines which are taken from the microorganisms and developed from the fungal. They can be used as certain diseases are there in which enzyme inhibitors are working, and several researches have been done to synthesize the enzyme inhibitors. So first of all, they determine the structure of the enzyme and then develop the method to inhibit the enzyme, how the specific enzyme is inhibited. By this, enzyme inhibitors are developed. Thirdly, there will be a control of enzyme degradation or control of negative feedback mechanism. Certain drugs are discovered to inhibit the negative feedback mechanisms so that the enzymes will be more available at its active site. Furthermore, there are various enzymes which can be estimated in serum and body fluid, and they are the important part of the diagnosis and prognosis of several types of disease. Serials, for example, we have serial estimation of the ALT and for the hepatic dysfunction or liver function test, and we have the certain other parameters as well. Lastly, enzyme can be used as a laboratory reagent for the estimation of the biomolecule in the serum. For example, glucose oxidase, which is present in the strip glucometer. By using the glucometer, the enzyme glucose oxidase is used for the estimation of the true glucose in the blood and the body fluids. And the enzyme uricase is used for the estimation of serum uric acid, and another enzyme urease is used for the estimation of urea in the blood and body fluids. Their enzymes have been used for the treatment purpose. However, for example, streptokinase and urokinase are basically indicated for the acute myocardial infarction, acute thrombosis, as they are basically anticoagulant in nature, and they increase the amount of the proteolytic enzyme plasmin by either increasing the circulating level of its precursor plasminogen or increasing the conversion of plasminogen to plasmin. As we have discussed earlier, L-asparginase is there, which can be used in acute leukemia or malignancy of lymphomas by activating L-asparginase hydrolysis and inhibit the growth of the tumor cells. If they are too good, so why they are not always preferred as a therapeutic agent? Because there are certain limitations, and pharmacokinetics parameters are basically the main parameters which hinders their use in the therapeutic agent as a first choice, because they are macromolecules and they are too large to be easily distributed within the body cells. So this is the main reason why the enzymes is not successful up till now to the large number of human genetic disease. And furthermore, they are protein in nature, so their absorption from GIT tract is very erratic, and it is very difficult to determine that how much amount of the active enzyme will reach to the blood. Thirdly, being in protein in nature, they may be antigenic and they can produce an immune response which may be very severe and life-threatening allergic reactions. and particularly on continuous use. Fourthly, their production is also very difficult in such quantity so that they can produce their desired effect. So the source of the enzyme is very also important, that they should be of a very good source and unwanted, and should be devoid of unwanted contamination and incompatible material to enable them their purification. So if they are used as a therapeutic enzyme, they are very expensive, because they are generally offered to sale as lyophilized pure preparation with only biocompatible buffering in salt and mannitols, and their cost is very high, and they are mostly injectables. These are some factors that affects the enzymes, and among them enzyme concentration is mainly the main factor, while substrate concentration is also a main factor, while environment of which the pH and temperature is also very important, because by the pH and temperature the activity of the enzyme will change. Certain cofactors, coenzymes and certain inhibitors and allosteric site is very important. Changes in temperature and pH basically have ability to denature the enzymes. What is the difference between cofactor and coenzyme? Cofactors are basically metals or non-proteinous helpers for the catalytical activity like iron, zinc, copper, while coenzymes are the organic molecules that affect the catalytic enzyme of the catalytic activity of the enzymes, like soluble vitamins like NAD, like FAD, which is flavine, adenine, etc. There are certain enzyme inhibitors which are either competitive and either non-competitive. Competitive are those which mimic the substrates and bind to the active site. The chemical substances which inactivate the enzymes are termed as inhibitors, and the process is called enzyme inhibition. There are basically three types of major groups which causes the enzyme inhibition. They are the reversible, which is competitive or non-competitive one. They are irreversible, and there is allostatic inhibition. Reversible inhibition is inhibition by a substance that binds to an enzyme to inhibit it, but it can be released. It is a reversible process. And it is of two types, competitive inhibitors and the non-competitive inhibitors. Competitive inhibitors basically bind to the active site of the enzyme, and it blocks the access of the enzyme to binding its substrate, because it is a competitive. Competitive means कि ये competition करेगा. Competition किससे करेगा कि substrate से bind होना. तो ये enzyme को कैसे inactivate करेगा, जो उसकी active site थी, जिस पॉइंट से सबस्ट्रेट से बाइंड होना था, वो खुद जाके उससे बाइंड हो जाएगा. तो ये सबस्ट्रेट से कंपटीशन करेगा, एंड इट विल बाइंड इटसेल्फ इंस्टेड ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट. Non-competitive inhibitors, they bind to a site another than the active site, and the active site is open and it's left as such. However, it binds to another site and it changes the conformation of the enzyme. So उसकी जो एक्टिव साइट है उसकी कॉन्फर्मेशन चेंज हो जाएगी. नाउ इट इज अनएबल to bind with its substrate, because the structure of the active site is changed due to the non-competitive inhibitors binding to the site other than the active site. We have irreversible inhibitors, substance that causes the inhibition that cannot be reversed. So it is a covalent bond, a permanent bonding is there which inhibits the enzyme, so that the enzyme will be inactivated through its whole life. This is the diagrammatic view of the competitive inhibitors. Initially no substrate only, and the active site is active. When we add inhibitors, it binds to the active site and inhibit the enzyme function. We have example of benzamidine, which is a competitive inhibitor of the trypsin. It binds to the active site of the trypsins. Non-competitor inhibitor, it binds at different site other than the active site. Okay, and produce some conformational changes. Active site remains same, remain unoccupied. However, due to the changes in conformation, now enzyme cannot bind to the substrate. This is all about the enzymes. The next lecture will be on the catalase enzyme and their lab performance, how to determine the concentration of the catalase enzyme in the rabbit blood. Thank you.